we go, Reaction Fun channel. Make sure you subscribe, like. We got another Tom Macdonald video today. This one I don't think I've ever heard before. It's called Clown World. Like I said, I'm new. I'd say semi-new to Tom Macdonald. I think I've been listening to him for about 6 months, but he's had songs for like 2-3 years. And I didn't know much about him, but I know how a lot of people think he's very controversial. I think he's just telling the truth on a lot of political stuff about all the nonsense that's going on in the world. Like it says, Clown World right here. So just make sure you subscribe, like, turn on notifications. We need all the help we can get to build this new channel. Also, go to Tom's channel. Shout out to him. He does some amazing work. Make sure you subscribe to his. Let's make him like as rich as we can because he deserves it. He's on an independent label. Like he does it himself. Him and Nova do it in their house. They do all the backgrounds, everything. They have their own cameras. They do everything like the way that anybody that has a dream of doing music would want to do instead of having to get with a major label. So here we go. Let's start this Clown World.
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended and every day I'm getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. As a parent, we want to teach our children the best, like to help them when they leave the house, like when they get to 18 and they move out in the world, that they have a better, that they can help the world instead of like where we have, oh, let's do this, let's make sure we fix global warming, but then we have these kids that are a bunch of dickheads, basically. Sorry about the language, but that's how they are. There's a bunch of morons out in the world that are just like, oh, cry me a river, got all those ones that are crying, and SJWs that are freaking out about everything in the country, and you got Greta Thunberg that's complaining about the environment, but she's out there on her big giant yacht, and that's definitely not helping the environment. So, and she thinks that she's oppressed, but she's always been coming from money, so it's hilarious just what they want you to believe.
We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is madness. I'm offended that you're offended by me taking offense. Yeah, on the wall. Why does your house have a fence? I believe in two genders. I'm not mad at the rest. I'm just confused when a dude has a beard and some.
Wow. Okay, that was a little scary, but yeah, he's like, I'm a little confused when a dude has a beard, but then they're also like dressed as a woman. I mean, come on. Two genders, male and female. I mean, there's a lot of nonsense. All you gotta do is just watch some of the stuff with the liberals and the TikToks, and you got all these people dressed as dogs, and let's associate with anything we can. Like, maybe one day let's become a lizard or something. Let's associate being a lizard even though we're a human, and it's a bunch of nonsense right now. I mean, I know there's people that are gonna hate that, but just gotta tell the truth, just like Tom does.
We won't always agree. Nope, I don't hate all police. Nope, I don't think that the system's racist. I just think the system hates people. I think fighting violence with more violence is what they want. Viruses and riots, people dying, we won't stay home.
Yeah, so that's the biggest thing is with what happened the last little while when they had all the riots and stuff like that. They want to use violence against violence. It's like here they are crying about the January 6th thing that they probably orchestrated. And yes, I know that a topic that YouTube's probably going to take this video down, but then they decide to have all these riots where they're burning down cities and they just expect the people to just be okay with it. It's like, no, we need to stand up for what we want in this country. It's like, we can't let everybody just push us around, or people just looting, like over in California right now. Everybody's looting stores. They're taking stuff out. You got cops that are there that don't even, they're so, they can't even do anything there. California's just becoming a shit show where it's like, well, we're gonna let them take whatever they want, loot out the store. And there's even been employees or whatever of those places that have taken video showing, hey, this is what's happening here, and nobody does a thing about it. So there's a lot of nonsense going on right now.
Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to dissect out of there. He does like to flip the camera off a lot. That's kind of funny, but I mean, we're living in a clown world. It's like Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. Like the division that we have is going to cause a civil war. We need to come together as a people, because if we're divided, then we're going to fight amongst ourselves, and that's what the government wants. They just want all anarchy. They want all the power that they can get, and if we're fighting amongst ourselves, it's like it's not getting us anywhere. We're just fighting. We should be loving each other for the people that we are, that we can be a better people, that we can think of like common ground that we have and be happy for people when they actually have certain things happen. Like one of the nonsense things that's happened in the media right now was Betty White died the other day, which is very sad. But at the same time, then people are like, oh, well, Queen Elizabeth should have been the one to die. Like, why can't we just say, hey, this person lived a great life, we're going to miss them, and that's it. Like, none of this toxic nonsense. Like, Twitter is toxic. And it's insane, all the nonsense that goes on and how divided we are as a people just because of all the different issues.
I was a child, the only races that we hated were the ones that we ran and didn't win. And we stopped playing with each other, started hating on each other, started noticing the color of our skin. Christians and atheists, immigrants, patriots. We love the country, but we are not saving it. Wages don't raise to the rate of inflation, and half of the country hates all of the nation. It's funny that we think the world owes us some. All the phones got smart, but the people so dumb. We can
So he's saying the people are all dumb. We just expect stuff from the government, or we expect stuff from other people. We need to go out there and we need to earn our living. We need to make our money, and we need to stand up and do what we need to do. We can't just be sitting at home getting money off of welfare and off of the government. I know there are certain circumstances where people do, but a lot of people just abuse the system, and it's like we need to be the ones that control our own destiny instead of complaining about everybody else. We can't complain about the rich people. They made their money by working as hard as we did, and they were able to get up into the top echelon and make the money that they did.
more about the likes on a selfie than our moms, and the only time we ever speak the truth when we're drunk. We won't always agree. Nope, I don't hate all police. Nope, your thoughts and opinions and facts, and they are not defining my reality. Nope, I think picking sides divides. It's probably what has got us here. United States is great regardless. That's what we've forgotten here. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, 'cause the world is full of clowns.
So yeah, right there it goes back to the whole thing, and I know this is going to be very controversial because a lot of people freaked out about it, but Gina Carano brought up a good point. Yes, I stand with Gina Carano. She is amazing. She's beautiful. She's very smart, but she just mentioned about how when the Nazis like Adolf Hitler took over, all you had to do was get the division between the Jews where they were fighting amongst themselves, and then he was able to take over. It's like the government's got us fighting amongst ourselves over stupid little things like the pronoun thing and about the Black Lives Matter. When the Black Lives Matter people are out there buying like these big giant mansions, it's like these fights are going to cause a problem where some dictator or leader like Biden or whatever can take over this country and become a communism place here in the United States.
They're all stupid and they're proud, painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie, I can be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. They tell you be yourself and then they judge you on the internet till everybody hates you for it. If Jesus was alive, I swear to God, they all would cancel him. Cause lately being negative's the real new normal. Yeah, if you're thick, you're fat, you're rich, you're bad, you're poor, you're black, you're white, you're whack, they lie, it's facts.
That's what's sad right there. It says if Jesus was alive now, he'd be canceled. Like, that's pretty sad that, like, we can't even have our own opinions nowadays. And if we do, if we're trying to just be a good person, we're canceled. If we're white, we're canceled. All different things, like even black people, like Candace Owens, like an amazing, beautiful African-American black woman. She's being canceled because, according to other people, she's not black enough. Like, yeah, that is crazy. She's very smart. She knows what she stands for, and she is loved by many people, and she knows what's going on.
Generation needs a bunch of free condoms. Common sense ain't that common. This is what they want. This is how they plan. This is the control every one wants to plan.